Okay. So, there is a other kinds of application, let us we discuss. We have discussed about that ASR, we have discussed about the synthesis. So, I am not going details of ASR, I am not discussing that HMM model, Viterbi algorithm, because I think that required another courses. Okay. So, but I give you the glimpse of that ASR and the research issue in ASR. So, there is a lot of research is going on non-conventional that beyond statistical model. Today, there are a lot of research you find in deep neural network based ASR development. Then you find that manner based at speech attribute based ASR development, lot of research is going on, because the ASR problem on statistical model not yet solved. It can serve the purpose for certain extent, but it is not solve the human speech recognition problem, or you can say that it cannot solve that extent where we can use it in many cases. Limited application it is okay, but when the application is large scale up, then there is some problem. Even the resource constraint problems are there. If the ASR the language which is less resource, we cannot develop the statistical based ASR system, because the word error rate will be very high, and ASR performance is measured on word error rate. So, I am not going details on that things. Okay. So, another area of research may be speech is maybe spoken language acquisition. Suppose I want to teach or I want to see that I want to teach the English, or I can say second language acquisition or spoken language acquisition. I want to teach English in this like the problem I can describing, that the government of West Bengal decided that English will be taught from primary level. Earlier it was started from class 5 or 6. Now it decided that okay, English can be taught from class 2 or 3 level. Now, if you visited many school in village area, you see the pronunciation are different. The teacher's pronunciation is also not acceptable. So, if I want that okay, we want to spread the spoken English, or I want to spread English literacy in village area. So, I want to use the computer, because English is a second language, that English is not their mother tongue. So, if I want to taught the second language or English spoken language in every school, can we develop a e-learning tools or e-learning platform by which we can taught all the school children English pronunciation, because if the pronunciation is not correct, then you see the spelling mistakes will be happen. So, spelling and pronunciation, orality, and because the orality is first. If you read the history that before written script came, the orality is exist. So, orality was the oldest things for communication. So, first I have to oral, then we go for the written. So, orality. So, if I want to taught the spoken language, that spoken English second language acquisition in English. So, can we develop the systems where I can say that there is a reference speech, reference or expert speech. Expert speech is recorded in computer. Then in front of the computer, the child speech, child spoke, there is a microphone, I pronounce some English word. Then it compare with the expert speech. So, two parameters are there, segmental and suprasegmental. It compare with the expert speech and told me which area I have to stress, which area I have to improve. He may say, okay, this word, let us the pronunciation is zoo. Then say, you are not pronouncing zoo, you are pronouncing Jew. So, zoo, make it zoo. So, I can many times I can listen and try to pronounce. Once it's match, computer say yes, you have achieved it. So, that way I can train the students that match your pronunciation with expert speech, and computer will tell me where it is different. Okay, no, it will look like this. So, like that music listening or you can say the acquiring of music from a guru, that you sing a song, then guru said no, your upper note is not touching. That is guru's perceptual judgment. Now, I replacing that guru by a computer. Okay, computer judging. I pronounce zoo. If I initially pronounce zoo, computer says no, it is a zoo. Then I say zoo, no, still it is zoo. Then I can say okay, zoo is achieved. So that is one of the finest application you can develop. You can take a project that okay, let us start with spoken language. I want to teach spoken language through computer. There maybe you can take the help of the language pedagogy, which kind of words has to be taught in this level. So, language pedagogy is there, pedagogy will be there in the language background, language pedagogy. The second problem is that I am saying accent conversion. If you see these slides, suppose a Japanese speaker, Japanese professor taking a lecture, Japanese professor taking a lecture, I am not saying it that I am the Japanese, okay, Japanese professor taking a lectures. Many of us, since we are not accustomed with the Japanese accented English, if I sit in that class, we may not understand that accented English, or clarity of that accented English to me will be, or recognize that clarity will be very will be difficult. So, I am not clear what professor want to communicate with me. Okay. So, what will happen? I will not understand his lectures completely. Completely means I will understand, but not completely. I want to I accustomed with that lecture. So, what will happen? After few times I will switch off my so I do not want try to understand that things. But same lecture, if it is listened by a Japanese students, he accustomed with the Japanese accent, he enjoy the lecture. Similarly, if I taking a lectures and if it is listened by a Japanese students, so what will happen? He is not accustomed with this my English accent. So, he will not enjoy my teaching, because he is not 100% understand, he is not 100% you can say attentive to my lectures. Okay. Now, similarly, suppose I put a device in middle of here, whatever I say, it is my accented English. I am not converting the language, I am saying my accented English, and when the listen by a Japanese student, he listen has Japanese accented English. Understand? So, I am speaking in Bengali because my first language is Bengali. So, I have Bengali accented English I am speaking. The Japanese students sitting in my class are listening it Japanese accented English. Similarly, it is very common if a South Indian professor, for suppose a Malayalam professor is taking in my class in first language is Malayalam, is taking a class, his English will be Malayalam accented. When I am listening that English, I say not completely, it is not that clear what I want. But suppose I invent a device which will take the same English and convert it into what I want to listen, on what I want to listen. So, accent conversion. Ultimate dream is that if you think about the spectacle, think about the spectacle. Everybody spectacle is personalized. Personalized. That means, as per my power, condition of the eyes, spec is prescribed. So, I want to see what I want. That means, as per my eye, the spectacle is designed. Now, think about speech spectacle. Okay, you are speaking to me, but my accent is different, so I cannot understand. I put my device. So, is convert that your accented English to my accent, oh, I understand fully. So, ultimate aim is to develop a speech spectacle, and if I read it is awesome, right? Okay. Suppose somebody is giving, an American professor giving a lecture, and I am second language is in English, and I cannot understand what is saying, then I wear my speech spectacle, I put my device there and convert in my accent, oh, I understand. So, this is ultimate dream, that can I develop this? Speech spectacle. Can I develop this? So, this is a open ended research problem. Lot of people are working in this area. You can take up, any students can take up, any teachers can take up this project and try to develop, because it is possible. Speech has two parameters, segmental and suprasegmental. That means, away I am speaking, that you can say that prosodic modification, accent and contextual, the segmental modification. If I am, so there is a lot of study is required from segmental study and suprasegmental study. So, there is a thesis in this area that the difference between American, native American English, means whose L1 is American English, and English spoken by Bengalis people whose L1 is Bengali. So, there is a thesis on that, and what are the segmental and suprasegmental difference exist? Is it acquirable or it is not? How it can be converted? All things are discussed in those theses. So, if you are interested, you can search the thesis on this. So, here the some thesis is done by under my guidance, one student has done that. So, he compare, or you can find out the segmental and suprasegmental difference between L1 American English and L2 Bengali English. So, whose L1 is Bengali, but L2 is English. Okay. So, there is a ISHA project. If you see, there is a lot of study is going on. English is a world language, you can say that. So, there is a lot of study on English of different countries English. Malayalam speaking English, so there is a you can say the Thailand people are speaking English. So, all kind of things are research are going on, but this is my ultimate dream. In one day I want to develop the systems which will convert that English. It can be used for any pair of language. Suppose suppose somebody is speaking in Bengali, which is his second language. Suppose Hindi people are speaking Bengali. Oh, it is strange. So, what I will do? I put a converter there. I want what way I want to listen. So, that can be applied for any pair of language, and there is open ended challenge. So, I can say the speech spectacle. I can develop a speech spectacle, personalize my speaking or what I want to listen. Okay. So, that is there. So, I am not going details orality, there is a history. So, now the how is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If you see the when you produce the speech, there is a segmental and suprasegmental features of the speech. So, there is a linguistic, paralinguistic and beginning on this information, segmental and suprasegmental is developed. If you say processing of information extraction, so here all speech which is segmental and suprasegmental acoustic signal is provided here. So, physical constant, speech sound analysis, then physiological constant, motor command excitation, physiological prosody analysis, utterance analysis, rule of grammar, message analysis, then output is linguistic, paralinguistic and non-linguistic. Okay. So, all I can do from the speech parameter also. So, that is open ended research, we are still doing on that things. So, there is a some study which I have taken from the net, there is a some action conversion works are there, research train there, that there is a action conversion through congruent synthesis technique, then action conversion through articulatory synthesis technique, then there is a action conversion through cross speaker articulatory synthesis technique, and here we are proposing some technique which are still in research end, that we are proposing that since speech is a combination of segmental and suprasegmental features, we try to change the segmental suprasegmental features using deep belief network or deep neural network kind of application. Can we do that? Still it is in research stage, we are doing it. Okay. So, this is end of that speech application what I have discussed. I can discuss more application in next week, like the prosody modeling and speaker identification and speaker verification. I can discuss the preliminary. So, you have a rough idea what is speaker identification and speaker verification, so that idea is there, and I will give you some idea about the prosody modeling. which we are doing in our lab, that speech prosody modeling for Bengali language. Long time we are working in this area. So, there is a HMM based things I will discuss. There is a lot of papers also there. So, I will discuss some research issue on that things. So, I am not details discuss about that side, that side of that soft computing side. So, you can read the soft computer side and try to correlate with this speech application. Okay? Thank you.